fresh out the shower, smelling like a scented candle and a finna. Stay focused. Hi, and welcome back to my channel. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, comment, share. My name is Sasha, and I am just so happy to see you, girl. Anyways, life updates. I literally feel like I'm out of breath, and I may seem like I'm out of breath because I'm constantly running at a mile a minute, and I need more spaces for stillness. Life is literally so crazy. I call myself being an entrepreneur girly, and I can't even lie. I am so overwhelmed. There's something that I'm currently planning. I really hope that I can pull this off, and I cannot wait to share, but it's just so overwhelming. Like, I was listening to this sermon the other day, and the pastor was basically saying there's always going to be a place of like tension in life, and you're not always going to be comfortable, which I know. I understand the moments of tension. It's more than I signed up for. They say scared money don't make money. Scared money don't make no money. So we'll see. We'll just see how it goes. If you don't believe in you, then who will? If you don't celebrate you, then who will? You really got to set the tone for how you want people to really treat you. So you got to put positive things out there for yourself. Shout out to all the working girlies, all my corporate girlies, all my mothers, all my wifeys, all my fiancés, all my girlfriends. Basically, if you wake up in the morning and you don't just eat and sleep, shout out to you, because life is literally crazy, and you have every right to literally just sit here and be like, that was enough. I don't know if I said before, but when I was pregnant, I feel like my anxiety completely took a backseat. My brain was like, I can't focus on trying to make sure this baby gets baked and also focus on you having a That's essentially what it comes down to. So during my pregnancy, I felt like my anxiety like completely subsided. I really didn't see it that often, if at all, which is crazy because, you know, being pregnant is just like, I feel like one of the biggest testaments of my faith. And it doesn't mean that I wasn't anxious. Basically what I mean is like the degrees of anxiety. My anxiety can really get bad to where like I feel like I have a brick on my chest. I'm not able to sleep. My thoughts are running. I am seeing my anxiety pop up again in ways. And I think the last time we discussed, I don't know if I gave an update, but the last time we discussed, I said that I was looking to take some anti-anxiety medicine, and I did actually end up getting Lexapro prescribed to me. I felt like, have I really exhausted all options? Because I felt like it was another, like, I don't know, just a band-aid to how I be feeling. I was in therapy for the half of my pregnancy. And then after that, I just felt like me and the therapist, like we just really weren't connecting. Like it wasn't we weren't connecting. It's not to say it in a conceited way, but I feel like I have a very like gravitating personality. And I feel like I'm just, because of the fact that I'm a super social person, that I do end up creating like quote unquote fans of me. And I don't mean that in an arrogant way. People who are kind of like into my hype, kind of like into my personality, and they don't really keep it real. They end up becoming like yes men. For example, I had a disagreement with my husband, right? And I really tried to go into therapy and make sure it's truly all about me. While of course, you know, like my marriage is a huge part of me. It's like, I really like to go into therapy and make sure that I address like the things that are going on here. And then that will help me address the other places and the other roles that I have in life, right? I went into this particular session and I had an argument with my husband, and I was just kind of venting about it. And she was like, oh, he dead wrong. He is wrong. And I was like, I know I said I was upset, but like, don't agree with me. And something about it just kind of felt a little bit too homegirl versus therapist. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think that there's different styles of therapy. I just think that at that point, what I really needed was someone to let me know where I went wrong. And she was definitely like, nah, girl, he is definitely wrong. If you have a disagreement in your relationship, both of you are responsible. Clock it. You have to acknowledge what you may have done wrong. You have to acknowledge where you find responsibility for things. It takes two to tango. So if something is going left or if something is going right in your relationship, both people have contributed to that ultimate outcome. I just went off on a tangent on therapy, but I do feel like I want to get back into therapy. I feel like I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate like my content schedule and things like that. And especially as a new mom in this way, it's like there are things that I do on a regular regular basis, but there's also things that I do on the fly. I say all that to say the anxiety has pulled back up, and it may be because I don't have a schedule and that I need to have a better routine. And it's not that I don't have a schedule. I just need a better routine. But essentially, I'm just a girl. And if you are currently working on something that you're trying to grow, that you're trying to develop, keep going. It's going to pay off. This is what separates you from your peer. People tend to like come and comment and be like, oh, you're on the move. Oh, you always make time to do this and that. Or I wish I could do things like you. Like, I do things anxious. I do things tired. I do things frustrated. I do things sad. So it doesn't mean that all those things I don't experience. And I think that sometimes people think that I don't experience those type of emotions. I do. I just choose to still operate despite. Take time, process the emotions, because you do need that time to process your emotions. And then after that, get back to it. I meant to come back and tell you the different things that I learned while traveling with a baby, specifically traveling with a newborn baby. When I got to the airport, they mentioned that I needed to register my baby. I went onto the Delta app and looked and tried to see if there was a place, which I think I mentioned before, for me to add her. And I personally didn't see it. So make sure your baby is registered. This did not prevent me from being able to get on our flight. Just give yourself some time when you get to the airport, go to the agent assist desk, wherever, and just double check and make sure baby is identified in the correct way. You also need a check bag. I got these from Amazon for my car seat because of course I didn't want them throwing a car seat or whatever that my baby actually sits in. But I also feel like I'm going to get a bag for my stroller portion of it. Wish I would have kind of just thought that, okay, people can help me or I can ask for help. And it's not like I can't ask for help. I just didn't really know where I would have an opportunity to get like someone to help me. So anyways, I will put the link below, babe. So you just click on it and go and get it. I did also notice that after our first trip, it seemed to be pretty touched. So this is probably something that you're going to need to replace pretty often if you travel a lot. When we went to TSA in Atlanta, in Hartsfield, the world's most popular airport, they didn't go inside my baby's bag. They didn't get baby's milk and put the little, like, what is that? The little tester, some little test strip that they put on it, just to make sure, I guess, that you're not importing milk with cocaine. I also travel with my breast milk in a Stanley cup. I put some ice in it, and then I put this just one container. The container was probably about this big, but this was a short flight. The flight was probably like an hour and a half at best. When I actually landed in North Carolina, I ordered diapers, ordered formula so that I wouldn't have to travel with those things with me. It also depends like what kind of formula you do have, because it could be sold out, they could not carry it. So just check those things, and see if you can eliminate having to carry so many things for baby, because babies have so many different things that you need. It's nice to be like, okay, I'm just going to pick this up when I get there. Like I said, Atlanta did not use those little testers. When I was coming back to Atlanta from North Carolina, they did. Make sure that they use clean gloves whenever they're handling milk for baby. You just want to make sure everything is just super clean when they are handling your baby's bottles or containers and things like that. They ended up just kind of tapping it, like just touching it. It wasn't something where they actually dipped it inside. And I actually thought that Atlanta was like super strict, but they're really not. This was really the first time where I felt like, Atlanta, you dropped the ball. It was very ghetto. Like pre-check, it wasn't giving pre-check. It was giving just general pop. And I don't want to be in general pop. I take precautions and I do certain things because I don't want to be in general pop. I also carried my baby's wrap because when you go through TSA, have to take your baby out of the stroller. So be prepared. This may sound like a lot, but I traveled alone and it really wasn't bad at all. You got this, mama. You can completely do it. Just make sure that you take your time and you have some extra time. I am a 45-minute before departure girly, maybe hour. I believe I got to the airport about 2 hours early. And even then, I was able to go to the lounge, which I think, still getting there early makes sense because you want to be able to change baby, feed baby, address any issues with baby that may be coming up right before you depart. Also, when you are taking off, feed baby. Also fed her on the way down. So feed baby up, feed baby down so that their ears aren't popping and that they aren't crying and things like that. She did not cry. She literally fell asleep deep. If you feel like I left anything out, mamas, let me know in the comments below. I've been looking at myself and seeing places that I can like upgrade my life. Did y'all see that reel that Jackie Aina posted where she said, you know, she got to a certain space in life where she like didn't want to wear like sweatpants or look frumpy. Like she wants to look like classy. She wants to look elegant, even if it is some athleisure. And while I'm not there yet, because a girl does love a good sweatpants and a hoodie, honey, it's almost feels empowering to me to just kind of like put on what I want to put on and be like, world, you will take me or leave me. And I don't care if you leave me. This is how I'm showing up today, and it is good enough. However, and I am looking in spaces where I can upgrade myself to ultimately achieve where my dream life is. You know, like I take care of my skin, as you can see, eye patches, clack it. But like, do I need a monthly facial? In other ways, like I've started a Pilates class, and I started a Pilates class because obviously postpartum body. And I have been so hard on my postpartum body. I am 4 months postpartum, and I am like, girl, you know, the summer, as you can see, the sun is coming through, honey. And it's just like the summer is popping out. And I'm like, bitch, why aren't you skinny yet? You need to get skinny. You need to get back skinny. And I also just need to kind of like embrace, but it's just so crazy. My body has done great things. It's done a lot of things on its own. It really shrunk back for the most part on its own. Just left me with a little pudgy pudge or a little, you know, little space that I'm not used to having. So when I'm in Pilates, I've been wearing like these big shirts, like these big sleeveless cutoff shirts. And I'm like, I want a 3-piece set, you know, the cute little sports bra, the leggings and a jacket. Like that's where I mean, like to achieve ultimately who I am inside. I don't need to be just discouraged by the changes of my life. I need to be motivated, and I need to meet myself where I'm at and also add a little enhancement on the top. So I'm going to be looking for like a 3-piece set. And I know you guys probably, you know, you're the perfect girly. I know you already have those 3-piece sets. I know you already wear them to the coffee shop, but I don't. I got like two leggings from Women's Best, and then like 2 sports bras. But like I said, I've been wearing like these cut off shirts. And for some reason it's making me feel like a biker boy, and I'm not that. I'm very much a girl's girl. I'm very much a girly, and I don't want to have a damn muscle tee on. Like, be for real. But anyways, babes, yeah, we're going to be focused on ways that we can upgrade ourselves to prepare for our dream life, because that's what we deserve to do. Anyways, those are all the life updates I have. Were those really life updates, or was I just running my mouth and I wanted you to be a part of it? I'm not sure. Tell me what you think. But thank you so much for watching. And if you're not already subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what you think about this video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye.